This week's best MMA bets, we're talking UFC 320. I'm going to give you guys my lock of the week, my most confident picks on the card. We'll talk favorite underdogs, Degen Props of the night, and then finish it out with the parlays. So make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn the post notifications on, and make sure you share the video too. Last week, the initial lock, Louis Sutherland, fight gets canceled, Tafa's out. Had to scramble come Friday, and we went with the replacement of Thickness, who did go out there and get it done, albeit some controversy. Well-timed low blow in round number 3 that shifted the momentum of the fight. He got Musasa down 2 times in the fight, and that's all he needed to win 2 out of the 3 rounds, and he gets it on the judges' scorecards. We caught a nice W. Riding off the single underdog money line last week, I'm feeling that same anticipation heading into this week, and we're going savage dog lock once again. So without further ado, the UFC 320 lock of the week. Ju Sang Yu Zombie Jr. to get it done is going to be my lock this week, and I'm feeling pretty excited for it. Off rip, after doing the study, I was like, okay, Ju Sang Yu is definitely my favorite dog on the card, and at plus 121, I really think it's an undervalued line. Even though Willie Cat has the UFC experience, I'm a little bit taken aback that Yu isn't a slight favorite at this point. Even though Willie Cat showed some really sharp stand-up against Ji-Yoon Lee last time and mixing in takedowns incredibly well. I look at the opposition and I think, okay, but Ji-Yoon Lee got ran over by Hyder Mill, wins over what? Blake Builder? It's not like he went out there and took out a real surging prospect, a guy holding on to a UFC roster spot by a thread. Willie Cat's a former bantamweight who had weight cutting issues. He pulled out of the Davy Grant fight. I got a vendetta against Willie Cat, okay? He pulled out of that Davy Grant fight. Davy Grant was my savage dog lock that week. Now I got Ju Sang Yu to finish the job. It was just too good to pass up. Now, looking at the side of Ju Sang Yu, I want to speak on the positives. I really think he has a precise kickboxing style that can thrive pretty well in this featherweight division. Good timing on his punches with legit knockout power. Good distance striking style and a slickness to the way that he attacks. I really feel as though Willie Cat is going to get caught with some good counter shots. Something about Willie Cat that he did in his last fight that for the level of opposition I liked, he sat in close range with head movement and ripped multi-shot punch combinations. I liked the way he attacked with uppercuts and hooks on Ji-Yoon Lee and then mixed in the takedown. The difference is there's not that same level of punching threat on the side of his most recent opponent. When you look at Yu, if he hits you, he can put you out with any hand. He's a real fast twitch power hitter, but he does have a good distance striking style. And it's not like he's lacking of a ground game. Ju Sang Yu has shown a pretty good get-up ability in recent fights. I feel as though his grappling, at least from a defensive standpoint, matches up well here against a former bantamweight in Willie Cat. That's another element of this fight. Though they are about the same height, we got a 4-inch reach advantage for you. We have a sharper distance kickboxing style. I think in the grappling entanglements, we could see Willie Cat hit a few takedowns, but I predict that Yu gets back up to the feet. I also really do like that nasty right that Ju Sang Yu rips out there. He's got a lot of power on his straight right, and he also has a nasty check left hook as well. And with Santos, a guy who does have pretty good boxing combinations and very confident in his shoot they box striking, I think he can sit in the pocket a little bit too long. He's been hurt before. John Castaneda hurt him. He got out kickboxed against Julio Arce in that UFC debut. He's had a bit of a tumultuous UFC career as well. I question the discipline of Willie Cat. I mean, if you look, he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 canceled fights. That's a shit ton. He was initially supposed to fight Doo Ho Choi. Now, no fault of his own that fight didn't happen in the Oldberg versus Reyes card. That was actually a big spot against another South Korean savage. Now they give him Ju Sang Yu, who's seeming like the kid to watch on the come up. Now, I say kid like he's 27. He's 31 years of age. He's 9-0 as a pro, and he's definitely in his prime. And I think he has At the very least, potential to make a run towards the top 15. I'm not going to get carried away and guarantee championship status, but he has the confidence that he's going to be making a run for the belt. He's Zombie Jr., and he said he wants to win the belt for Korean Zombie. Now, of course, how many guys have said they want to win a belt for this, that, and the other? But I do see a high confidence talent in the side of Ju Sang Yu against a skillful Willie Cat, but a guy that really, if he was locked in with his discipline, I think would be a bantamweight threat. At featherweight, I don't see it. Short reach at 67 inches. I think Yu is able to touch him from distance. I think Willie Cat gets caught with shots in close range. I think the power advantage is Yu. I think the strike slickness advantage is Yu. I would say I would favor Willie Cat's wrestling, but I don't see Willie Cat as a tremendous submission threat. And he doesn't have the best pin game from top position, just locking you down. And his top control is okay, but it's not spectacular. And you with a solid get-up game, I see him giving Santos problems. Whether it's a 3-rounder or you getting a KO, I think he can win this fight with his superior MMA game. The stand-up specifically, but the defensive grappling to aid into the striking flow. Watch for the straight shots. Watch for him catching Willie Cat in the pocket. Watch for him knocking Willie Cat down. I definitely anticipate a high probability of you getting a massive shot on Santos, but tricky to say if he puts Santos away. His recovery looks pretty good. I like you to win money line. I don't think you need to chase a knockout prop or anything of that magnitude. You're sitting at a plus 121 tag. Take it as it is. Now, if you did want to chase something, truth is, I believe power on the side of you is pretty legit. A KO is plus 375. Note something about Willie Cat. He's never been finished as a pro, but he was rocked bad against John Castaneda some time ago. Looking at a decision for you on the opposite side, plus 250. So the props do pay nicely if you're looking to chase them, but I just like a plus money, straight money line. My confidence is that you can win this fight, whether it's a 3-rounder or whether the fight goes 30 seconds. I see him as the guy with the upper hand throughout. And I really do feel as though he should be a bit of a favorite. He opened up at plus 130. He's sitting around a similar tag now at plus 121. Surprisingly, not a ton of line movement here, because I would anticipate majority of the people like the idea of betting you, but I've seen it in the past. Sometimes the popular people's dogs on these numbered events tend to be the best. And I think Ju Sang Yu is exactly that. He's going to be my savage dog lock for UFC 320. And I, for one, cannot wait. All right? I'm excited. There we go with the lock. We got a plus money line tag on Ju Sang Yu. I want to jump to my most confident picks. I want to talk about some of the chalky lockies on the card, some of the fatter lines. Let's bring them up on screen and let's discuss. So at the top, you guys see, I'm going Magomedov Ankalaev to beat Alex Pereira. I feel as though this is simply put Ankalaev's time, whereas, Pereira is 38 years of age. He lost pretty dominantly last time that he fought against the side of Magomedov Ankalaev. Ankalaev is a professional level boxer. He's got good defensive awareness. I think he should be able to hit Alex Pereira with bigger shots. I think if Pereira is more aggressive, I know a lot of people's complaints in that fight where we saw a bit of a hesitancy from Alex Pereira and a bit of a lower output than we're traditionally used to with Poatan. But I think that's because there is such a risk if you let your hands fly against Ankalaev. When Pereira would unload, you saw him rocked against the cage in that first fight. I think Ankalaev is live to go out there and win again in a similar fashion with cage control and outstriking him from kickboxing range. The southpaw stance definitely aids into shutting down the calf kicking skills of Alex Pereira. But I also predict that we could see a more aggressive Alex Pereira counter shot KO'd in this fight. Not getting any younger at 38. He's already talking about a move to heavyweight. I don't know how he ever made 185. It seems like this cut to 205 is really bothering him. I feel like Ankalaev could put some punches together and end up stopping Alex Pereira. I really believe Magomedov Ankalaev is simply put the better MMA fighter. He does almost everything near perfect. His boxing is professional level. He now has a good ability at defending leg kicks. His grappling offense is quite good. His defensive awareness is sound. I really think he's gifted too with underrated reflexes and just good eyes seeing Pereira's shots. Pereira's big but slower power shots. Likelihood of success for Ankalaev on my front is incredibly high. I think that he's going to be able to go out there and shut Alex Pereira's striking game down, similar to what he did in the first fight, but potentially putting the violent statement on it of a knockout. Minus 162 is the line. I think he's a fantastic parlay piece. I feel very good about Magomed Ankalaev winning. I love him to go out there and perform. Now, looking at Ankalaev, do you want to chase anything? I do believe that the fight is live for a finish, but I prefer a two-leg parlay with Ankalaev as a piece. If you think Ankalaev gets a KO, it's plus 235, plus 135 for decision. You have to ask yourself, is Pereira going to shell up again, or is he going to go out on his shield? People are looking at it, oh, well, Pereira fought him. Oh, now he's going to find the range. Maybe this time he'll get him. The Pereira, fanatics, the Pereira's witnesses. I look at it like this. Ankalaev can build off that last performance and even perform better, because now he's like, hey, this isn't Superman that I was fighting. I already shut him down last time. This time I'm knocking him out. I think it's live. But money line is your best side. At minus 262, I feel like Magomed Ankalaev is pretty close to a damn lock for this card, and I'm feeling good about him winning. And definitely prepare to see him again in that Lock City parlay section, because I got something with Ankalaev. Next up, we got Joe Pyfer. Minus 255 range, minus 245 if you're lucky. Bit of a favorite, but I think a real good chance of going out there and winning against Abus Magomedov. Abus is really good for the first round, but gas tank diminishes fast. And I really feel like his recent performances, I can point to red flags in all of them. Doesn't finish the former welterweight and Warley Alves. And then you're looking at his fight against Bruno Ferreira. He's badly rocked. Thankfully, got him to the ground and submitted him. He's not going to do that here with Joe Pyfer. If he's rocked, he ain't taking him down. He's going to get knocked the fuck out. I'm predicting Pyfer to chin him. Not just the straight money line here. You could actually chase the knockout prop. And then looking at the most recent fight, he beat Michel Pereira by a snoozy decision where both guys looked incredibly flat. And just look how bad Michel Pereira looked against Kyle Dawkins in his most recent one. I really think that Abus Magomedov, a bit overrated. He's got the OV, the intensity's there. Now, of course, the bookies are on it because he's plus 215. They see that Magomedov is most likely losing here. I really like Joe Pyfer's chances to catch him with big punches. Joe Pyfer has legit knockout power, dropped Kelvin Gastelum multiple times in their fight. And you can look at it and say, oh, but he didn't put Gastelum away. You have to look at the positives that he still was able to take a step back and just outpoint him come round three. Still a clear win. He was way ahead. Hand speed is a problem. In 3-round fights, I really think Joe Pyfer's on point. The first 3 rounds against Hermanson, he wins a 3-rounder against Jack Hermanson. Yeah, he lost, but some time has passed. I think he's gotten better. Timing is there. Magomedov with that sniper kickboxing style, he has solid teeps, good kicking skills, and I feel like, his movement's pretty good, but he can't keep it up. That's the problem with Magomedov, is he's one of those guys that in the first round looks real good, looks caliber of elite, and then diminishes. Does he knock out Pyfer in round 1? I don't think so. I think Pyfer's early power is terrifying, and I think Magomedov's getting knocked the fuck out in this fight. I'm going for Pyfer by KO. Grappling skills are also sound. Don't underrate the well-versed game of Joe Pyfer. He's coming into his own, absolutely in his prime right now, and I think we may very well be looking at the best version of Joe Pyfer ever. He's 29. He's on a 2-fight win streak, and I feel like going out fighting against an Abus Magomedov, perfect time for this matchup. I think he's going to end up chinning Abus Magomedov in this spot. I see him catching him with big shots. Magomedov's going to slow down, get caught with some big hooks in range, and I think we're going to be looking at a violent KO for the side of Joe Pyfer. I like his boxing. I like the lead hand that he uses to find his range nicely. I think he's faster than Magomedov and simply put more dangerous. Now, money line, a little bit on the wider side. You could chase some KO plus money around plus 150 for the knockout prop. Pyfer to get it done inside distance, specifically KO. That's my call for this one, and I think he's going to look pretty damn good doing it. Next up with the confident picks, Punahele Soriano. Minus 280 range. He's a fat favorite, but taking on Nikolai Veretennikov. In a perfect world, he might be 0-3 in the UFC. I didn't think he beat Prado last time. He was getting taken down in that fight there. And Punahele Soriano's a good jump from a Prado. Soriano's got legit knockout power. He's a former middleweight, and him dropping down to 170 pounds has probably been the best decision I have ever seen. He's a southpaw. He can catch him on the inside with shots over the top. He's got big hooks, and then also a pretty good wrestling, grappling game. Veretennikov, I feel like his wrestling's a bit on the suspect side, and he is one of the slower welterweights. I mean, he does have a decent jab from distance, but he's really flat-footed and he's like heavy-footed, almost more of a plodding style you'll see in the light heavyweight division from Veretennikov. That just doesn't seem to work well here at 170 pounds, especially against a Soriano that's in the best shape of his life, that's riding momentum of impressive wins, 2-0 in the welterweight division in the UFC. I think this is a new look Punahele Soriano, and he's really got a chance to live up to the hype now and getting tossed a bit of a gimme. I'll be honest with you guys. I was surprised that the odds are close. I mean, minus 280 is not close, but I'm surprised it's not minus 400. I could see Punahele Soriano as a massive favorite, and I would not bat an eye. The confidence remains the same. I think Soriano is going to make it look pretty bad for Veretennikov. It's a knockout possibility for Soriano. He definitely has the power to do it. Put out Uros Medic, who's a very good kickboxer last time. But if he has to go 3, take Veretennikov down, win the scrambles in the ground, catch him with big shots on the feet, I think Soriano's live for a decision as well. Should be Soriano one-way traffic, I'll put it as. And then looking towards the prop betting side of things, Soriano by KO is plus 130, by decision plus 250. KO or decision, I don't see the line at the moment. We'll talk about it as it comes out later on in the week. I do think KO or decision makes sense because viable options, both of them seem at the top of my list. I can see Soriano shutting Veretennikov down, winning striking exchanges and winning grappling exchanges, or him just landing the death touch shot and putting Veretennikov to bed within the 3 rounds. So Soriano, confident pick. I feel good about it, and you should too. Next up, we got another one. We got none other than the great and powerful Merab Dvalishvili. He's a 4-1 favorite. I don't love the odds. I like the Sandman. I think the Sandman makes it a dogfight, but something tells me not to overlook Merab in the most confident pick section. I feel like he works Sandhagen over in a 5-rounder, winning the key wrestling exchanges, maybe losing a round, maybe losing 2, but finishing the fight strong and getting the hand raised, minus 400. Now, of course, this is a betting show. This week's Best MMA Bets. Minus 400 sucks. I'm not telling you it's a great betting line, but I didn't want to overlook Merab's high likelihood chance to win just because the lines are hella inflated. Probably a decision for Merab. Sandhagen's defensive grappling is good. I could see Merab going out there and controlling a majority of the fight, wearing him down, but still Sandhagen surviving the onslaught, maybe even cutting Merab. I mentioned this. Decision win for the side of Merab sucks, though, at minus 200. Honestly, betting side of it, not interesting to me, but I still wanted to mention it in the most confident pick section because I really do see him shutting down Sandhagen. Sandhagen should have some moments from distance striking, but eventually Merab will work his way on the inside and do his thing. Now, I want to jump to the 2 extras that I got. Of course, I'm not just going to give you guys 4. I got 2 more. Let's bring them up now. Let's go one by one. Patchy Mix to handle business against Jakub Wikłacz. I feel like it's Patchy Mix time now. Minus 275 is a favorite against a fellow grappler, a grappler that I think he's superior at wrestling to, a grappler that I think he's physically stronger than, that he's fought at a higher level than. And I also think Patchy Mix is the more powerful striker. I think Patchy Mix can win the boxing exchanges. I think Patchy Mix can bust Wikłacz up on the feet. Wikłacz, I mean, he throws a lot of teep kicks up the center. Seems more kick-focused than punch-focused. I think Patchy Mix is going to walk through him. I think Patchy's going to beat him on the feet. I think he's going to take him down and beat him up. Patchy's going to be hungry and motivated for a finish, but Wikłacz having a high-level grappling game, maybe I'm not crazy about guaranteeing a finish, but inside distance for the side of Patchy Mix, plus 130. More often than not, Patchy's mentality would be submission first at plus 175. But the jiu-jitsu of Wikłacz is really good. He's won 10 fights by submission, was submitted once as a professional way back in 2016 with the heel hook. It's doubtful that happens here. I can see Patchy just outworking him for 3 rounds, putting on a dominant display and beating Wikłacz. If he knocks him out, that's where you get the big money. Plus 850. I know Patchy is not known for the KO, but Wikłacz boxing is kind of trash. I'm looking at the way he stands, very upright style. And though Patchy got tuned up on the feet by Mario Batista, he's relentless, and he definitely does have a bit of a strong jab. Patchy can mix some punches together nicely. I feel like his boxing, it's underrated, okay? It's underrated. Patchy's got skills, man. He also is a southpaw as well. I can see him catching Wikłacz with straights. Wikłacz is a BJJ black belt, so defensively I can see him sound in the grappling, but of course it's Patchy mix. Patchy could end up subbing him. So Patchy inside distance at plus 130, not crazy. He seems like he's got a fire lit under his ass, so I expect him to go out there and really handle business. Bit of a favorite at minus 275, of course, but Patchy mix should win, and I like his chances a lot. Next up, I'm going with the Basharat that can actually do the thing. Farid Basharat over Chris Gutierrez. I like the chances of such. I like the chances of such. I think Farid Basharat is a better version of what Chris Gutierrez tries to be. I think Basharat's going to be able to technically outstrike him from range and win the key kickboxing battles. I think Basharat could take this fight to the ground and control. Chris Gutierrez's fight IQ is a red flag. His mental toughness, also a bit of a red flag. We've seen him have mental lapses and even speak upon it as well, which I don't like. And I think that Farid Basharat shuts him down and probably wins the decision. Now, the line sucks at minus 450, but it's a confident pick that I feel pretty good about the likelihood of it happening. Decision win makes the most sense for Basharat, and that sucks too at minus 185. But I got something for this fight in the Degen prop section that you guys will see here shortly. Now, I know I already dropped 6, but I did want to mention, honorable mention, a ladies fight that isn't a bad line that I think could come through. I like Macy Chiasson to win. I think Macy Chiasson at 2-1 probably controls Yana Santos, outstrikes her, and it probably embraces the grind a bit. Probably, puts her physicality on the table and outworks Yana Santos. I can see her winning the grappling exchanges. I can see her kickboxing with her. I think Macy Chiasson by a decision, minus 200. It's an honorable mention that I felt was worth talking about. Now, of course, there's a Teba Gautier, but there's no lines yet for the Treston Vines fight. You should probably destroy him. Veronica Hardy, but she's like a Habib minus 800 style favorite. It ain't really worth getting into. I don't even like talking about minus 300 or more lines, to be honest with you. I like talking about things that, at least in a 2-leg parlay, might bring you near even money. But is what it is. We discussed what was needed for most confident picks. I want to jump to the favorite dog section, albeit I have an underdog lock. So Ju saying you, bang, 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 favorite dog. I also like Khalil Rountree at plus 147. I think he's got a fighting chance. I do. I think he's got a fighting chance. Khalil Rountree's Muay Thai could pose a threat to Yuri Procházka's unorthodox stand-up game. He could catch him with nice counter shots, specifically out of southpaw. Specifically, that lead right hook is something I like. Expect some heavy kick attacks here. I do think Procházka may have a bit of an advantage in range with punch combinations and his head movement sharp, but Rountree could have the distance strike edge with heavy kicks and power shots. I see it as more of a competitive fight than maybe some are looking at. I mean, odds are not wide, but majority of the people seem to be all over Procházka. I'm just saying, Khalil Rountree gave Alex Pereira a real fight, and Yuri Procházka got destroyed by him. And I'm thinking about styles do make fights. Technicality for Khalil representing Muay Thai versus Yuri Procházka with a very unorthodox MMA style. I kind of like the technicality over the chaotic factor. Of course, Yuri Procházka is a savage. Yuri Procházka is good at running into range and ripping shots. His head's on a swivel nicely. Khalil, he was a little gun shy, you could say, in a technical decision over Jamal Hill, but still dropped him in the fight. He takes his time. I could see Khalil by decision here. I can see Khalil in the judges' scorecards winning over Yuri 2-1. So Khalil Rountree, a live dog. Not telling you I'm feeling the same about him as I do with you saying you, but I'm picking Khalil on the main card to get the upset done. And I think he could hurt Yuri Procházka. He's got serious power, and he also has precise technique. This is not a Jamal Hill. This is a superior threat. Procházka, yeah, he handled business nicely against Jamal and beat him in a more impressive fashion than Khalil did getting the knockout. But on the flip side, look at Khalil versus Pereira as opposed to the Yuri Procházka versus Pereira fights. Khalil gave him a dogfight, gave him a run for his money. And I think Khalil could give Yuri Procházka a tough fight in this 3-round war. And I'm going to go towards the side of Khalil Rountree getting an upset here. And I like him on the main card as an underdog. Now, I want to jump to the Degen prop section. I want to discuss where my head is at with some of these props. There's a good handful of them that caught my eye. First one, this is a confident over for me. Over 2.5 rounds, Basharat Gutierrez at minus 300. This is a confident pick. This is a most confident pick. I was considering putting this in most confident picks as opposed to the Basharat line, but I said, you know what? I think Basharat wins. Let me put the fighter in, and then I'll use this here to kick off the Degen prop section. Over 2.5 in that fight at minus 300 seems highly likely, and I'll predict it to come to fruition. Now, next up, Procházka Rountree over 1.5 rounds at minus 145. I like this. I like this a lot. I think that fight does go over a round and a half. Zalal and Emmett over 2.5 rounds, minus 250. I think Zalal wins. I'm picking him by decision, but my God, minus 500 for Zalal. Emmett can still dogfight. He can still throw bombs. I mean, word on the street is the best shape he's ever been in. He's been training with TJ Dillashaw and shit. You know, with Dillashaw, we might have him on the you know what. And shit, we might see Emmett somehow look 30 instead of 40 in this one and pull off the upset. But I do think over 2.5 is live at minus 250 for that fight as well. Now, Joe Pyfer by knockout, plus 150. I like the chances of that coming to fruition. I think he is in a chin A-boost Magomedov pretty bad here. And of course, we don't have the lines for it, but Ateba Gautier by knockout against Tristan Vines. I don't need the lines to tell you the odds are incredibly high that Ateba Gautier knocks out a guy that's been knocked out at a much lower level beforehand. All right. So that's kind of where my head is at with some of these calls. I feel pretty good about it. I mean, Pereira Ankalaev fight to start round 3 at minus 250 is viable, but I know that a lot of books won't let you parlay it, and just straight money line of that kind of sucks. At least I tried it on Hard Rock Bet. They didn't let us. So maybe you can. If you can, maybe, you know, put that in some type of parlay. It's not a bad idea. I definitely see a high probability of that fight going past the second. But of course, Ankalaev to win just straight money line is better because he is going to win. And it's about the same damn line as fight starts round 3. So not crazy about that call, but still worth mentioning in the prop section. This is where my head is at with some of these lines. I'm trying to see, is there anything sneaky that I'm feeling that I didn't write down? I mean, like I mentioned, Patchy mix, could he end up getting a knockout? That'd be a fun call to play for the big plus money. You sprinkle it, plus 850, mixed by KO doesn't feel crazy to me. So add that in, mixed by KO plus 850, a little Degen sprinkle. I think there's definitely a chance of it. So those are the props for the card that I like for now. We'll discuss more throughout the rest of the week. Maybe I'll sit on things. Maybe things will come. But right now, this is what I like. I do want to jump to everybody's favorite section, the fame section, the parlays to play. All right, let's talk some parlays. All right, I got a good slew of them ranging from the, you know, favorite status all the way to near, you know, plus 2,050. We'll go at the top. The reason is because I hate a minus 159. Mix and Basharat should both win on the prelims at minus 159. You're likely to have a winner there. Pyfer and Soriano, safe but boring at minus 111. 3 1s across the board tends to be good luck. Ankalaev and Pyfer, Lock City. This is the Lock City. I considered doing this as my lock, but I said no, Jiu-Sang Yu is the one for me. Plus 101 for Ankalaev and Pyfer. I see them both winning on the main card. I do think if you're looking for a 2-leg that has a high likelihood of success on that main card, both of them with clear paths to victories, that is a lock parlay. That's why it's Lock City. I love that parlay, and I think it's going to hit as well. So if you're playing Jiu-Sang Yu as a dog, maybe you want something else. Maybe you don't like Jiu-Sang Yu. You just want to go with my Lock City parlay. Maybe you prefer just playing my Lock Cities as opposed to a Savage Dog Lock. There you go. Ankalaev and Pyfer at plus 101 to keep the thunder rolling. Now, a little alternate, I decided to just throw something in there that, you know, is sometimes a bit of randomness is good. Patchy mix wins. Chiasson should win plus 105. Keep going down. Ankalaev, Pyfer, and Soriano, 3 high confident picks at plus 172. I like the chances there. Now, Ankalaev and Jiu-Sang Yu at plus 206, 2-1. I like this a ton. If you want to also play it with Pyfer instead of Ankalaev, which honestly is not a bad look, you got plus 216. Let's keep moving down. Ankalaev, Pyfer, Soriano, and the Basharat Gutierrez over 2.5 plus 255. I like that 4-leg parlay. I think it's a sneaky one. Pyfer, Soriano, and you around plus 329 for that 3-legger. Lock City parlay with the Savage Dog Lock. Let's put it together at plus 329. Let's go. And then we got, you know, I just totally mixed that up. Pyfer, Soriano, and you. I was talking about the one below. Ankalaev, Pyfer, and you. The strong 3 at plus 336. It's even better for the Lock City parlay with the Savage Dog Lock. Of course, I do like Pyfer, Soriano, and you as well. I don't know. I feel like take one without Ankalaev. Don't want to have Ankalaev in too fucking many of them. I already have him in a lot. Just in case some crazy shit happens in the main event, you got to keep yourself maybe covered on the side. But I do think Ankalaev wins. Now, a cheeky 5-legger. Ankalaev, Pyfer, Soriano, mix, and Chiasson at plus 444. I like the chances. If you want to pay the rent, Ankalaev, Pyfer, Soriano, and you at plus 505. Pay the rent parlay. People always asking, do one. 5-1. There you go. Down below, I'm just calling it, whoa. Ankalaev, Pyfer, Soriano, you, and the Basharat Gutierrez over 2.5 plus 673. Love the chances of that coming through as well. Now, if you just want to go doggy style, You and Brahimaj. I have not officially picked Brahimaj, but I definitely wouldn't lay down a 3-1 odds on Vanderford. And I've discussed with the people. This is one that I'm going to sit on. We'll see how I feel post-weigh-in. Maybe I'll cook up some new magic. Maybe I change my mind on Brahimaj. I'm still considering. But betting-wise, at plus 677, I felt like that should be the doggy-style play, especially for those that maybe don't like Khalil Rountree or something of that magnitude. Down below is a Savage 6 with Ankalaev, Pyfer, Soriano, Yu, Merab, and the Basharat Gutierrez over 2.5, plus 866. And it seems like it's going to happen. Right? I like plus 866. Little Degen play down below. Ankalaev, Pyfer, Soriano mix, Chiasson and Yu for a little Degen alternate. And then down below, Degen Savage. Ankalaev, Pyfer, Soriano, Yu, and Brahimaj at plus 2,032 for the Degen Savage. But I'm not done yet. I'm not done. That's just what I wrote down. W in the damn comments if you stuck around. Actually type sneaky in the comments if you stuck around. For those that don't just screenshot and bail, if you watch this show every week, you know I like to discuss things a little bit further in detail after running through what I wrote down. So I was thinking with the lock being you, right? And then if you feel Khalil Rountree, an alternate to the doggy style with you and Brahimaj at plus 455 is juicing you and Khalil Rountree. Now, if you are hell-bent on betting Brahimaj and you're like, honestly, I just want to play the big three, you can get plus 1898 if you want to ride with the big three of them. So something worth mentioning to those that want to go for the real savage guns. I want to give you a chance to do such a thing. I want to give you a chance to go kind of nuts out there. Now, I wanted to add upon the Savage 6 and make it a little more savage. So, Patchy mix on the slate, okay, with the side of Punahele Soriano, with the Ankalaev call in the main event, of course, with the Merab call in the co-main event, of course, with the over rounds in the Farid Basharat fight, okay, and then with the side of you as well. All right, plus 814. What am I missing here? Soriano, Mix, Ankalaev, Merab, and Mr. Pyfer. Oh my God, almost left out my main guy. And Pyfer, plus 1179. So it's literally that Savage 6 you see, but you're also going to add in the side of Patchy Mix to go out and win. If you're feeling that, now you got the plus 1,000 territory. Now you got real Savage mode. Now you're taking it to a whole new level. Do you believe in the ladies? Ladies, do you believe in the ladies? Do you believe in Macy Chiasson? If you do, you got plus 1819. We're going Degen Savage mode. You want to keep taking it a step further? Or are you like, fuck it, I like Brahimaj plus 6,807. Fuck it, you like Rountree? You might as well just throw them all in there. Rountree to win as well. Now you got plus 17,169. We've taken that to a whole new level. That is complete Degen lottery ticket shit. But for the sake of, you know, having a good time, and seeing what, you know, just a few dollars can make you on something like that, sometimes it's worth just having a little fun and dropping some crazy shit. Of course, the betting side is best when you're throwing down with high confidence, whether it's a slight plus money line or a wider tag, some real big plus money, whether it's Ankalaev, Pyfer, and you at plus 336, which I like a lot. That could be your money section. Ankalaev, Pyfer, and you, it seems like it's got a good feeling. I don't know. It's got a ring to it. As soon as I saw it, I say, yeah, that's something that I'm feeling big time. Ankalaev, Pyfer with you, and if you wanted to maybe chase something else with Gutierrez and Basharat over rounds, it's plus 480. I also think that has a real chance of hitting if you like that over 2.5. So adding to the strong three, then if you said, fuck it, man, let me also put Soriano, and now we just take it to another level, man. All right. Bang, bang, bang. Plus 687. Is that already there? No, it isn't. So Ankalaev, Pyfer, you, Soriano, and the over 2.5 in the Gutierrez fight. I could go all day. Obviously, do your research. I'm not telling you, don't go out and just bet every one of these. You pick and choose. This is the template to give you the highest likelihood of success with your thinking. Put your head with mine, and let's see where we're at. If you're betting substantial capital down, make sure you're doing your own research. If you're not, you're just blindly tailing and having a little fun with some Degen shit. Wish you the best. Let's make some savage calls, all right? I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Best MMA Bets. Make sure you guys smash that like button on your way out. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button too. I love you all. W to the community. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the Savage Dog Lock, what you thought of the Lock City Parlay. You got any calls that maybe I didn't mention that you're feeling? I want to hear from you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Post notifications, turn them on, You don't want to miss a video or live stream. And if you really enjoyed, make sure you share the video too. Thanks, guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Much love. Peace out.